Hi, it's your girl Nichelle from Healing Out Loud. How you guys doing? Haven't seen you in a couple days. Had to come on. Yeah. Everybody okay? Everybody doing all right? All right. Good. I just wanted to come on and tell you I read a story yesterday and today. I read another one today where a good Samaritan seen this girl walking on the road and she picked her up and helped her and took her home to all the way where she lived. I forget where the town where they lived at, Tennessee or Oklahoma, wherever it was. I don't remember. But she took the girl home. She seen her walking on the road. It was late at night, and she had no idea anything was going on with the girl. So she took her home. As she pulled up to the house, she got out the car and went over to, I guess it was the girl's boyfriend. When she got to the girl's house, he was sitting in front of her house. And he just took the car and ran her over. The Good Samaritan that took the girl home. Now, I don't like to sound like I'm lecturing because we all been in this together. So you never supposed to lecture anybody. You help someone. The thing is, this when I tell you that these situations are very dangerous, when you go and pick people up or you drop them off or whatever the situation is, you have to be careful because 9 times out of 10, that person, that angry person, that man, he's coming after you. hmm He ran her over with the car. Not only did he run her over once, he backed up and hit her again, drove off. And when the police came, he said, "Oh, I was drunk. I didn't know I did that." But see, here's what people don't realize. You were parked across the street from a school. Most schools nowadays have cameras. In the radius of that school are cameras. hmm And that's to protect the children. So you were caught on camera and it shows something different than what you were saying. You beat the girl up and you put her out the car, or she got away and she walked home. You got to her house before she got there. You knew she was coming there, so you parked and waited. Sad because now that girl's father is um, having followers, and what he's saying is true. But I wouldn't promote something like that. And this is what he's saying: be careful and don't help people because you might get killed doing it. Mm-hmm. That's true. But don't get people to follow you behind that because people do need help. And I told you, I'll ask you some questions. You don't answer them questions right, and I realize you in a situation, or if I pull up and you look too strange to me, because you don't know who I am, you don't know who's pulling up. Look too strange to me, look a little violent, because you don't know. I get there early. I sit there and watch the scene. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You gotta be careful. Now let me tell you about the other story I read. This is really tragic and sad. Young girl, she was in the service. Boyfriend, I don't know if he was in the service too. I think he was. Or he was a police officer, something like that. I don't remember. I think he was a police officer. I really don't know what his occupation was. I just know she was in the service, Air Force, reserves. She was. So that meant she worked somewhere else. And on the weekends, every 2 weeks, she did the reserve. A lot of people are doing that now to further their education, um, especially if it's a medical career or something that takes up a lot of money. They'll do the reserves. Smart. And you ladies that don't have um, nowhere to go in employment, because out of your abuse, that might be a good thing for you to consider if you like. I can find out the information for you if you want. Anyway, let me continue the story. So she broke up with him and they got in an argument. He was arguing with her about her phone. Now, you know how these men will get your phone and they want to read your phone. They don't pay your bill, they don't do nothing, but they answer your phone, go through your phone and all this and all that. What you going through my phone for? I can't stand that. That's a warning sign right there. Going through your phone. Don't you got your own phone? What you worrying about my phone for? Right then and there, who you gonna tell me who to talk to? Or what to do with my phone? That's a red flag. Immediately. Well, she broke up with him over some texts he seen on her phone. Now, I had to get some lotion. Now, she broke up with him. And he came home from where he was. I should pull up the story. He came home from where he was. Broke in her apartment. Knew she was coming home that weekend. Broke in her apartment. Sat in there and waited. How many hours he waited, I don't know. But it said at least 5 hours. They think he was in there waiting on her to get home. She gets home. Thought she was safe. They shared that apartment at once. That's why I tell you, ladies, when you break up with these men, move. Leave everything you got. When you get it to come back with your fathers. Come back with your brothers. Come back with your cousins. Come back with the police. If you want your stuff. Now, I told you in the beginning of these podcasts is that you always have your birth certificate, your driver's license, your social security card. Have that either on you. I wouldn't carry that on me because that's a red flag for them right there because they'll go through your pocketbook. Ship it somewhere. If you get away, if you get enough time to get away, get you a safety deposit box or a P.O. box and just write on the envelope, do not touch, and leave it in the P.O. box. Tape it to the wall in the P.O. box and put do not touch in permanent marker. And they won't touch it. Or give it to someone. Someone that you know that you're going to be running away to. Remember I told you hit a spot 1 or 2 nights, move on. Move on. Get somewhere where it's safe, Anyway, back to the story. What you do that, you gather all your information. Get that out of there first. Yeah, keep that there. So it's easy, hit and go. I don't need nothing here. Ain't nothing here but some clothes. And what the Bible say? Wear garments loosely. Wear this world loosely. I don't care what I left there. You can have it. Get your next chick to wear it. That's how I feel. Anyway, she came back home, but she thought he was, long gone. She broke up with him, and he just want to linger around. She realized he's in the house when she get in the house. She runs out the house, running towards people, outside. Gets to the parking lot. She didn't even really make it to the parking lot, but she got enough where people could see her. He shoots her from the back. Shoots her. When she fell, he stands over and shoots her 10 more times. Psh, psh. Then he gets in his car. She must have made it to the parking lot. And when she made it to the parking lot, he gets in his car after he shoots her. And repeatedly, she already dead from you shooting her, runs her over with his car till her body was stuck under the car. He hightailed it out of there. He make it over to the next state was Alabama. This was in Florida. Yeah, it was in Florida. This incident was Florida. The one I was telling you about earlier was another state. He makes it over to Alabama. I don't know what he did, but he made it out to Alabama. Alabama is not next to Florida. It's out more. It kind of is if you stretch the line, or you can make it over there. But That's what he was. That's what he got arrested for at. She was already dead. What you running over for? Now, we just did part one, part two, and part three, Say the Kids. Before that, we did Don't Tell That Man You're Leaving. Nine times out of 10, and I can't be exact because you got deceased people now, injured people. Oh, I'll go back to the first story. Well, the girl that she took her home and the boyfriend ran over her, with the car and killed her. Um, the boyfriend is at large, the one that lied and said he was drunk and left the scene. And the girl is getting charged. She's getting charged because she got in the car with him when after he did it and got out the car, and from the cameras it looked like she's standing there for 15 minutes deciding what we're going to do. Remember I told you will be an accessory to some of these crimes if you don't be careful. These are crimes. You cannot participate with these type of men. They do something wrong. You don't know if a camera's watching. You don't know if people watching, somebody witness that, or you just don't know. You call the police right there. No, I'm not going to be a part of this. Now, a girl got sentenced. She got 10 years. For that little part. I'm not answering that. It's after hours. I'm just sitting there waiting. She got 10 years. Now, let's go back for a minute. Remember I told you, don't tell these men that you're leaving. Because, depending on their state of mind, they're coming to wherever you're at. That's why I said get somewhere safe. Don't go back with them. Once you tell them that, have your escape plan where you're never going to be seen at a place where he's seen or know where you're at. Don't ever go back there. I told you when that lady was in that amusement park or wherever it was, in that darn carnival, whatever it was, state fair. All them people like that have disappeared, and them people would have been taking off clothes and stuff because he would have been looking for what he seen me in. And I would have had a shirt on up under another shirt. You gotta you gotta think quick and fast. And I'd have took that shirt off so fast and had that other shirt on, ducked behind something for a few minutes, put the other shirt on, had me some type of hat, strutting. Because all he looking for is the color of the top. That's what you remember. I'd be out of there. Never turn around so he couldn't see my face. I'd be gone. Don't ever go back to the place. Once you tell them, text them, call them, whatever you doing, you don't even need to be calling them and telling them that you broke up with them. Just leave. Make sure your escape plan has you out of there. You're already at your safe house. You're already at your first destination before you get to your safe house. You're never going back near him. You're never going someplace where he's familiar with you. Because that opportunity, out of his anger, it can kill you. That's sad. On the first story I told you, 9 times out of 10 she was fighting with the boyfriend. He beat her up. Now I told you statistics say 7 times 7 you'll be back with that man. You ain't done yet. And for some reason, younger people, and I shouldn't even say that, but it's true. Younger people accept the abuse a little more because you ain't got beaten up real bad yet. You ain't seen the disfigurations that it causes. You ain't lost your job yet. You ain't lost to connect to the family. Or as you get older, it gets more. You see what I showed you, the lady on there. You see her face? That one little tooth. Bozo the clown. And I'm not making fun of her, but I just want to tell you how bad these relationships are. They're crazy, and there's no laws to protect you from them hitting them. It's little things coming out, charges, domestic violence charges, but they're nothing. They don't stick. These charges need to be 5 and 10 years, some 20. So need to be life in prison. Depends on if that person died. You know, not only does it need to be domestic violence laws, there need to be a separate law just for intimidation in domestic violence. Because these men are intimidating. That's what they do. You know, and unfortunately, we don't see this in time until the damage is done, until somebody gets hurt. You know, sad. So the girl in the first story, she got 10 years. The camera spotted her get in the car with him, and then got out the car. He ran her over twice. And the witness said he was on top of her and rivved the car and pulled it back. So something ripped on her or whatever. That's metal. That's heavy. It's a very pretty girl. She seemed like she was small framed. He killed her. Mm-mm. Don't put other people in harm's way. We're going to entitle this that. Don't put them in harm's way. You know how dangerous that man is. Don't call for help from people, or don't accept help from people that you know is just as defenseless and as vulnerable as you. Because from experience, I'm telling you, that man is going to attack whoever is hurting you. If he can look at them and size them up from his look, I can get her. Let me say this and see what she do. Let me push her down. And they will. Because they be thinking. They're quick thinkers. That's why I tell you, and I hope nobody never gets offended by that. That's why I tell you, you got to think fast. Because they think fast. Because they're sizing you up. They're studying. That's what they do. They study their victims. They've been intimidated that long where they know how to sit there and study a person. And they good. They real good. Because this is what they do. That's how they know how to attack people. That's how they know how to do it. That's why I told you when you first meet these men, don't talk a lot. Because you're giving them, you don't realize how much insight that you're giving them to do it. And it's sad that it's people like that prey on stuff like that. A lion just sit there and waits for its prey. And it knows the right time to jump, and it knows the right distance it can get to you. It knows the speed of the other animal already because it watched. It listened to the sounds. It listened if it called other animals. It looked to see if anybody else came to help it, or came to the sound or not. And when one is off that trail, that lion already noticed it. And whether he got other lions to spread out. You ever watch some African movies and them lions are spread out? And they'll look like they innocently doing stuff, and they'll act like they ain't paying attention to you. And they'll spread out. As soon as that vulnerability come for that animal, it's swooping. And they know you can't run. The moral to that story is, don't tell them everything about you. Don't show them everything about you. I have a 3-month rule, and this is before my abuse even came along. I don't have sex with them men when you first meet them. I date you for 3 months. Starting to lighten it. I'll date you for 3 months. You don't know where I live at. I ain't invite you over. No, I ain't going over to your house. You want to meet me out? Because when you got a man that push at you so fast, he want to know where you live at. He just want to be with you. And this is the good one, the big one. Oh, I love you. I don't think I could live without you. That man don't even know you. Ask him what your favorite color is. Ask him what your favorite food is. How many times did he get angry within that first 30 days you known him? And what did he explode about? I'm going to tell you a good test for them. When you first meet them, sit there quiet. Let them do all the talking. Well, if you notice that that's that type of man, let them do all the talking. Because they don't want to talk. They want you to talk. Because they want you to tell everything. Sit there quiet. Watch how he gets agitated. Because they're not social. They're not naturally social beings. They can't take it. The narcissist in them wants to talk about them, but how they do it, instead of talking about themselves, you have to show them attention. They want all the attention. That's why they beat you up. Everything got to be for them. Everything got to be about them. It is them. Like I said, and we have to go because it's starting to lightning and thunder. Don't call people over there to help you if you're in a, a bad situation where it's violent, that someone's going to come pick you up and you're putting them in harm's way. Call the police. And then call your father or your brother. Don't even get them killed. These boys are carrying guns now, using their cars to run you over. Call the police. All right. As always, I got love for you. All right. Have a good day.